Hey, my beautiful. So I am back with part 7 of what is religion, and I'm hoping that you guys really enjoying this series. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or you need me to clarify anything. Don't hesitate. I'm here to help you guys. All right, so I wanted to continue on this part from the Christian point of view. So we're on answers in genesis.org/world religion/religion, what, where, how does the Bible's point of view. Okay, so it is particularly difficult to define religion since there is no one universally accepted definition, right? The Oxford English Dictionary defines religion as the belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal god or gods. Under this definition, Buddhism and atheism would not be viewed as religions, right? Nevertheless, the dictionary also defines religion as a particular system of faith and worship, and a pursuit or interest followed with great devotion, bhakti. Under this definition of religion, however, atheism is religious. Many atheists, such as Richard Dawkins, spend much of their time railing against the creator that they believe doesn't exist and hold their cause with great devotion and faith. Furthermore, atheists themselves have a worldview based upon certain beliefs, such as the belief that the universe, including life, came about by natural processes. This is considered a belief based upon faith, blind faith, all right? So I want to go even further. It breaks it down more, but so I want to get to the part of the paragraph where it says, so where does religion come from? So you may have heard the saying, quote unquote, God didn't invent man, man invented God, quote. Evolutionists often argue that religion is part of an evolutionary accident. Richard Dawkins states this in his book, The God Delusion. So he quotes, religious behavior may be a misfiring and unfortunate byproduct of an underlying psychological propensity which in other circumstances is or once was useful. For the evolutionists, end quote. For the evolutionists, religion evolved in the mind of man early on in human history. It went through a developmental process beginning in its most simplest form before becoming more developed. Animism, polytheism, hedonism, and then monotheism emerge, right? The obvious problem with this suggestion is it basis in an evolutionary view of history. The Bible, however, reverses this idea and gives us the true explanation of how religion originated based on this text. If we want to know the meaning of anything, we have to understand its origin. Genesis is often known as the book of beginnings. It is in these pages that we learn the origin of time, space, matter, mankind, marriage, sin, civilization, and much more. But it also speaks about the origin of religion and its diversity. Now, I have to pause on this part because, yes, Genesis is, quote unquote, the beginning of a certain time for a certain group of people, but it is not the beginning of the entire world. It speaks from a point of view that how man came into creation, or how man was created. We learn about how long it took this particular God a certain amount of days to create life, to create the birds and the animals and the deforestation, etc. We learn about this particular creator, but it is not the creator. This is where the delusion, because you have to go, okay, this Bible has only been around less less than 2,000 years, and I'm going to say even less than that. I want to say less than like 500, less than like 1,000, but we'll say 2,000. Less than 2,000 years old. So now, okay, you're young, homie. The oldest religion that is of data comes into Sanatana Dharma, or Hinduism, that colonial men use that terminology, but the proper terminology is Sanatana Dharma. That is the oldest, and we're going into the 6 digits, 7 digits of time where this has come into play. So we have to take that back, okay? Anyways, I don't want to get into that aspect so deeply as yet, but I really want us just to look at how religion came to play. And the word religion, as we go back to the original breakdown, the etymology of it, is a life state that's bound in from a monastic vow, which most people have not done, okay? That is the truth. Most people have not properly taken a monastic vow to really be encompassing under the umbrella of religion. What has happened against our will, right, against your understanding, against your permission, is a contract of the time of being birthed into this system, and on there to be given a religion, right, that binds the state of your life in. And that is where the problem lies, right? A superhuman power who has decided that you are going to follow, regardless if you have knowledge of that or not. And that is where these systems, these softwares come into play, these programming, and then you just follow from the time of being birthed into the construct of whether it's a mother, father, or grandparents, or, you know, just simple guardians. You are being constructed and programmed to follow that particular religion, which was never your will in the first place. And they're continuing to do it because that was given to them. And the cycle continues because that was given to them. That was given to them. That was given to them. And it goes all the way back to the point of contractual paperwork coming in of birth certificates, social security numbers, and all these other paperwork that has to be given, especially if you are going to live on this planet, or in this societal realm. You have to have these things. So that is why anytime you go anywhere, on every single paperwork, they ask you, what's your religion, right? To some point, I think they have paused on that, but mostly even in hospitals, what's your religion? What practice are you? What religion are you? That's a contract. To ask you what your religion is your binding contract. And you have to understand this. So what are you bound to? If you know you did not sign up for this, then you have to now undo that contract. Free yourself. And this is where Yoruba comes in with your ori. Understanding your ori. Your head. Your soul spirit. Right? Your ori. This is where John the Baptist's head was chopped off. Right? He was John the Baptist. But no, they did not consider him John the Baptist. Right? They took him off. He wanted to follow a certain way and was following. That was against contractual consent. Off with your head. These are the things, like, we have to go deep into understanding this one word has bound lives, and lives going into other lives, into other lives. So from one evolution to the next evolution to the next evolution, you have to stop it in the track by waking up and unbounding yourself from a religion that you do not give consent to. And we're going to continue. If you like what I talk about, let me know. Leave it in the comments below, and I see you in the next one. Bye, guys.